Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea, you know that, I know that. Let's go ahead and get on into it. Welcome back. I hope you had a great holiday. No matter what you celebrate, happy everything. And let's discuss today more of like an opinion piece. I'm not an expert on this. I'm not an expert on anything. Okay, I'm just a lady with a camera and a bulldog. That's it. I don't hate this person. I wish them nothing but the best. I obviously don't want them to scam people while trying to live their best. I don't want anyone to get scammed. But you can have an opinion, speak logically, and not hate someone or anything like that. Enough with the disclaimers. Goodness gracious. This is all my own opinion, all those things. So let's talk about Brittany Dawn, who is a quite popular scamfluencer, if you will. I did a deep dive video on her. If you would like to see that, go ahead and click right up there. I'll have it linked down below as well, though. The Many Scams of Brittany Dawn is the name of that video. I liked it a lot. I'm very proud of it. Feel free to go watch that. There are a couple other creators who have deep dive videos on her as well, and she's been mentioned on a lot of podcasts and things like that too, because she's the queen of the grift, in my opinion. Now, if you already know who Brittany Dawn is, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Now, most recently, Brittany went semi-viral again, had a couple articles written about her, got some mentions here and there. I want to tread lightly on this, but for, in my opinion, exploiting her own miscarriage, I am never, ever going to question that someone has had a miscarriage. If they say that they have, okay, then they have. Some certain little things don't line up here and there, but again, I'm never going to question that someone has had that, because if anyone ever questioned the 5 that I have had, holy crap, that would mean violence. So let's not do that ever, please. That's a really crappy thing to do and super, super hurtful and painful, and it's an awful thing to go through. However, today what I want to discuss is that now her and her husband have had a placement for foster care, meaning that they have a little sentient meatloaf, a little human placed with them. Now, foster care is literally God's work. People will say sometimes in my comment section, like, oh my gosh, you're doing God's work, like talking about scams and, you know, trying to bring awareness to certain things like in an entertaining manner or whatever. But no, not at all. I'm not doing God's work. Foster parents, yes, absolutely, they are. The process of getting approved to be a foster parent is it definitely is a lot, and it's super hard emotionally. I have friends who are foster parents. Spouse and I also looked into it, and after talking with a lot of people, I had the self-awareness to realize I would not be able to emotionally handle like giving a baby back to its birth parents, because reunification, meaning giving the baby back to its biological parents, is and should always be the goal. Now, before we get into like the exploitation aspect of this topic, I do want to say first, there are people who have said like, oh, she shouldn't call herself a mom or like a foster mom because like she's not the infant's mom. And from looking at those little toes that she posted, oh my goodness, that looks like a brand new baby. I can understand like not liking someone and not liking anything that they do. Listen, I don't like a lot of things that Brittany Dawn does. However, I'm also not there with her day in and day out, and I don't know how much of what she does to take care of this baby, but I don't want to say like that she isn't a parent. I feel bad even using quotations there, but that she isn't a parent because she's a foster parent, because that's mean to other foster parents. Like you are their guardian at that time, you are caring for them. So if your argument is that a foster parent isn't, you know, playing that role as parent or isn't a parent, then would you have the same argument for adoptive parents? I understand that it is for, you know, a short time, and yes, some people can think that foster parents are glorified babysitters, but I don't know, man. I just think that's a little bit rude. So you can have your own opinion, sure, but just don't be a dick, okay? Now, the main thing that I wanted to talk about is what a lot of people are talking about. And I wanted to bring this conversation to my channel as well, because we have talked about the exploitation of lifestyle vloggers turning into like family vloggers or family influencers once they, you know, have kids. Because when you are making content about your life and your life in general, obviously your kids are part of your life. So, you know, you're a lot of the times gonna be documenting that as well. But there is a way to, you know, share your kids online if you are an influencer without exploiting them. You know, there's more of a tasteful way to do it. And then in my opinion, there's a way that Brittany Dawn is doing it. But the thing that I was thinking the other day is that, am I of the opinion that she is exploiting her foster child just because it's Brittany Dawn and because of the history that she has. So that's really the conversation that I want to have today with you. And again, please do let me know what you think in the comments down below. There are some like key factors when it comes to, in my opinion, of, okay, is this person exploiting their child on the internet? So add some in the comments too. But my main things are, is the majority of their content about the kid? Are they blurring the kid's face or, showing the kid's face? Is it pretty clear that the most engagement, or rather the most well-performing content that they put out there is involving the kid? And then also, are they doing like ads like for things that their kid would be using, certain ways to do it to where it is more tasteful and you're not exploiting your child? And then there's a way to do it where it's like, oh dear God, your child is like your cash cow at this point, and that's really inappropriate and I feel really bad for them. So for instance, Brittany Dawn hasn't shown the kid's face on social media, which is great. Love that. Absolutely love that. She has blurred their face. However, she has shown them on social media. And I go back and forth with this because two of my favorite creators, actually three of my favorite creators on the internet as a whole, who have become mothers in recent years, would be Desi Perkins, Nicole Guerrero, Christy, Raw Beauty Christy, as she's known on the social medias. And I don't believe that Desi Perkins posts like her kids much in like her YouTube videos, if she even posts YouTube videos anymore. I haven't watched a YouTube video of hers in forever, but I know that she does have them in, reels and stuff like that, and like more of like shorter videos on her Instagram and on her TikTok. But I don't know, I see those as more of like kind of like family, like home videos. I feel like that's kind of how they're shot. And obviously I understand it's more professional. I mean, her husband is a videographer at this point. He's very talented with that. And then, with editing and all that, it's very aesthetically pleasing. So would it be seen as exploitation if it wasn't aesthetically pleasing? I mean, that's an aspect of this as well. I personally don't think that she's exploiting her kids. I think the way she shares them is very tasteful. And then with Nicole Guerrero, she does show their child's face as well. And I don't see it as exploitation. I just see Instagram or, on her vlog that she does occasionally. It's more so of just like candid, like, hey, my kid's a part of my life. Here he is. Like, she's a lifestyle vlogger at this point, not just like beauty and things like that. And then with Christy, Raw Beauty Christy, she doesn't show his face at all. And you'll really only see him in like her vlog channel, like from the back of the head. And you'll like hear him occasionally too, or on her Instagram too. So I love that. And there obviously are different aspects of exploitation when it comes to children on the internet. There's, the whole cash cow aspect of it, but then also the informed consent aspect where your children can't give consent of if they are okay with you putting them on the internet. That's something I know, like, I'm gonna probably struggle with too. It's, like a picture here or there, or like a reel, something funny, I want to share that, but then it's like, do I? Because people are crazy and insane. And then I also want to keep their privacy and, let them have their own safe life and just like shelter them as much as possible from like the outside world. But who knows? I'm not a parent, so I wouldn't know. Now, in my opinion, and I just wanted to give those three examples of those other people who kind of approach it differently. But then there is Brittany Dawn, who I believe that if she was able to show the face of the baby, that she would. With foster care, you are not supposed to post pictures of them on the internet at all. And I don't think you're supposed to at all. Like, even if their faces are blurred, I'm pretty sure you can't. But I know there are differences, and y'all, please do let me know in the comments below. Going through like a private foster care agency and then like the foster care system, like the state. I would think that the state would be a little bit more strict. And then someone had said, and I believe she had said, that they were going through a Christian foster care agency instead. So maybe they have different regulations or things like that. But I don't know, I just find it very icky, I guess. Obviously, it is great that they clearly have money. Baby is in an environment where it does have all of its basic needs met. I mean, they do seem like they are very happy and, are giving the love that they do have to give. The biological mother is getting the help that they, I would assume, need. I mean, obviously for that to happen, you need help. So I really hope that reunification obviously is going to happen. But my question is, if a social worker or, their representative from the private foster care agency, thinks that they did a great job, are they going to be put like higher on the list for placements and then just keep getting more foster kids? And then I know it sounds bad for me to say, but I just feel like it's like more and more content for her. And it's really gross. You know, I've talked to different social workers that are subscribers of mine. I mean, I feel like out of the, 97,000 of you ish, y'all are real good resources and I appreciate you. But I have seen a lot of people who are like, please talk about this. This is so, like, this is gross. This is weird. Like, I'm a social worker. I can't stand this. Like, hope she's reported. It's not okay. But, you know, there are some people who probably don't see it as a problem at all. I was looking through her comment section on a few of the TikToks that she has made, and her TikToks and Reels are performing so well. Better than her previous content. Better than the Jesus fear-mongering, if you do yoga, touch a tarot card, or listen to rap music, you're gonna burn forever type of content that she was doing previously. Super cringe, I know. Love whoever you want to love. Do whatever you want to do. Love Jesus. Don't. That's okay. I don't care. Just be you. Don't hurt anyone or yourself. That's all I ask. As an influencer and having this as your full-time job, like, you know what performs really well. I think that she clearly knows, and obviously this is my opinion, not a fact, but in my opinion, I think that she clearly does know what performs well, and doing things that are more like shocking on the side of like the whole Christian aspect and being a little bit more cringe to some people and certain audiences. I think that she knows that that's going to get more saves and shares, and it's going to get her a lot more views. And so that's just way more money for her, especially on Instagram and on Facebook and on Pinterest. I know she's on TikTok too, but TikTok does not pay well at all. Even if you have a giant like platform and audience and a lot of views like her, does not pay well. But Instagram with Reels, I mean, due to the numbers she's pulling on there, I would say she's probably, again, just my own opinion, professional opinion here, trying to think of like what I get a month-ish per like the views that I get. And then what she is getting, I'd say it's probably safe to say, again, my own opinion, not a fact, like tens of thousands of dollars from that. And then Pinterest also pays really well from what I've heard from other influencers. And then also Facebook pays so good. Putting your Reels on there, oh my God. It pays really, really well. So she's probably making bank. And so the whole like foster care and Jesus gave us this baby and answered our prayers. Jesus didn't give you a baby. It just irks me. I know I'm just going on and I'm very sorry, but I clearly didn't have anything written down for this video, and I just wanted to like get all my thoughts out there because it's just pretty weird. It's great, don't get me wrong. Being a foster parent, again, I admitted I would not be able to do it. That would be so hard. Oh my God, that would be so freaking hard to do. But then, yeah, I do think just from looking at the numbers that she's been getting, the views, the shares, the comments, all of that, the uproar she's clearly knows that she's causing, and just the type of things that she's posting, I do think that it's exploitation. And it's not just that I, don't like her. It's from seeing what she's done in the past. And it's crazy that, I'm all about like, yeah, blurring their face, whatever. But then to make like all of your content about being a foster parent, it's just like, you are exploiting that situation. So let me rephrase my stance then. Maybe she's not necessarily exploiting the child specifically because like we don't know who the kid is, it's blurred, whatever, but I firmly believe, and this is just my opinion, obviously, I think that she's exploiting the situation itself, and because it's involving a helpless little sentient meatloaf who just looks so cute, those little toes, don't you just look at those toes and you're like, oh my God. So I do think she's exploiting that situation, which she has done before. She exploited having a miscarriage, and that's awful. And it also sucks because it's like, well, yeah, if I talked about my miscarriages constantly and made content about it constantly, then yeah, I'd be able to get a bunch of views. Am I going to do that? No, because I don't want to talk about that. I mean, I do to an extent just so people like don't think they're broken, and don't feel alone, because people don't really talk about it because it's a taboo. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to get people's comments about that. No, thank you. And yes, I'm mentioning it now because it's obviously within the context that, is relevant. But we could also argue, okay, well, are women who, post about their pregnancy and stuff like that, are they exploiting their own pregnancy? Like, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation to have. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Again, like I said, I think she's exploiting this situation rather than like the child specifically, which I still think is gross. Like, I still don't think that's good, but it's because what she's done previously. If it was anyone else, not anyone else, but if it was someone else, you know, let's say Nicole Guerrero, you know, like I said, I'd mentioned her before, I don't think I would feel the same way. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, weekend whenever you're watching this. We are almost to 100,000 subscribers, and I would really appreciate if you shared my videos, shared my channel, stole your spouse's phone and made them subscribe. Do whatever you gotta do, all right? Remember to stay spicy. Remember how valuable you are. Your feelings are valid. Go into the new year with a positive outlook. You got this. It's gonna be great. You're trying your best, and I love that for you. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.